What I want to speak to you today about is how the divine wants to step in now and change all of our lives for the better. This time of COVID-19, global pandemic, is a time of reset. It's a time of deep recalibration going on inside of us, so that we might truly step into more of who we are authentically as souls and bring that soul knowledge and that soul wisdom into our human selves and into our human lives. But it all starts with meditation, because meditation is the key access point for the divine to actually work with us, and for us, all of us, to actually connect to that God self that is within us all human beings. And so I honor all of you here today on this International Day of Yoga, because as you commit to the life-changing principles of yoga, whether it's yoga for the body or yoga for the mind, meditation, what you're actually doing is opening a gateway into yourself, so that together we can unify our vision for a better world, a better planet, and step forward to do what each of us uniquely and individually has been called to do in this lifetime. Because we're not here by accident in this lifetime. We're actually here to follow a preset plan for our soul. For many, we began that plan, that preset plan, a long time ago in our first incarnation into material form on planet Earth. We could have even incarnated first on the Earth way back in time when the Earth was known as Tara. And Tara was the name of the Earth before it contracted vibrationally and became Earth. So we came here as souls. We came here to hold the light. And as human beings, though, in this place of trying to hold the light, it is sometimes challenging for us. We don't always know what lies ahead, as we can see with COVID-19. We don't always know the way. But when we meditate, when we feel and go within, we actually connect to the truth, and then we can find our way forward. Whether it's our way forward in our life, in our human life, what we're here to do, in our families and in our communities and in our day-to-day life, or whether it's actually a deeper truth about ourselves that now we're starting to understand much more about. Because I'm sure, like you, me, like you, I've also, in this time of shutdown, lockdown in our homes, we've all been in our houses, we've actually been locked down into ourselves, really, in a much deeper way. We've been put in a situation of being almost like being in the void. And the void is like being in the waters of new creation, where we are just sitting in this no man's land of nothing and not being able to see ahead, but being forced to still our mind and go into the heart and truly connect to the voice of the soul, the voice of the heart, the voice of our God self that resides in all humanity. And so I honor all of you in India, because the special teachings of yoga and meditation, particularly the work of Brahmarshi Patriji over the years, and has influenced and supported so many people to remember the truth of who they are. Now at this time on planet Earth, we are going back to go forward, to remember the truth of who we are, but also as we remember the authenticity of our soul, our timeless eternal soul, we are connecting with a more expanded version of ourselves. This is actually what ascension is. And some of you might have heard about ascension, and some of you may not have. But meditation and yoga is the gateway into this process. Ascension is really just about becoming more authentically our soul and our soul's light, and bringing that energy of soul through into our physical human lives. So what we're going to do now is begin with a meditation. This meditation is about accessing the truth of the heart. And as we access the truth of the heart, I feel that you will feel that energy, that love grow within you like a little seed of a lotus flower grows, starts its life in the bottom of a muddy lake, a muddy water of a lake. And then the little lotus plant goes up towards the sun, through the water. And the water is what we are going through now as we become more of the authentic truth and the wholeness of ourselves. So just be now, just be, and shut your eyes and go into anapanasati meditation as you would normally do. But this is a guided meditation that we're going to go on. It's like a journey of heart and soul. So as you just go into your heart and put your hand over your heart chakra, feel the truth of the heart, the truth of the soul within you. And some of you won't know what I'm talking about now, because these energy words and the energy words are energies of words of new creation that actually be transmitted through me by spirit, by source, by the divine. And these energy words of new creation are designed to spark a reset within us so that the lotus that we really are as beings can expand, 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 and become the 1,000-petal lotus that is originally designed to be. Because as human beings, we are divine beings. We are God beings. And this time of ascension, reset on this planet, and the activation and acceleration of more of our true human and soul potential is really a time that we've all been waiting for. It might not seem like that right now as you're out in your lives, because the global pandemic has caused a lot of turbulence. It's brought up a polarity within people where the pendulum is swinging really widely, and you can't always understand that. We can't always understand that with our human mind. We just feel the emotions and we think the thoughts, and we feel that these emotions and these thoughts are us. But in actual fact, what is occurring is that the old thoughts and emotions that have blocked us from being more of who we really authentically are on a soul level are leaving us. So as we begin this little meditation now, with your hand on your heart, just feel into the love that you authentically are and know yourself to be through all time, beyond this human life. And as I speak these energy words, they are designed to connect us all through the heart, which is love, to the seed of truth within us all. So just be. This energy is like light. And when the lotus starts this journey up through the muddy lake, it's going through the water. And the little rays of sunlight going into the water is what spirits progress towards the surface. So the energy is like the rays of sunlight that help the lotus to grow and rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up into the sun. It's like helping us all rise up into the sun, which is the truth of who we are. So my hand is cupped really like a lotus, a little lotus blossom. And as I bring my hands towards you, wherever you are in your home, the energy that helps the lotus to grow, which is the sun, will come into you. It's not the sunlight of the actual physical sun. It's the sunlight of the sun, the truth, the Buddha and the Christ, and all the energies of oneness, of source, of all that is. Akalakasete sabedgudi, akishtki, akased bedigzad bedgudashlan badia, akatakabedigudgurabedgudabedki, akasakadia, siasan badia, akalakmadikasal, kisatishti, akatakalikazadasakashti, akalakaseti sakasi, mokadesia, akalakiseti sakodi, sakodi, akalakaseti kazabedgudi, aka, aka, aka. So I'm sure there's some of you sitting in your living room who are thinking, what is this? What is this? It's just the next step really from going within. Because when we go within and we connect to our own authenticity, our own soul, our own God being aspect, then we open to become more porous, really, more able to receive energies of upgrade. And this energy that I'm transmitting is really all about human evolutionary upgrade. Really, you could say that COVID-19, the whole situation that the earth is going through and the people on the earth are going through right now, whether it's to do with climate change, whether it's to do with ethnic issues like Black Lives Matter, and they do, every human being's life matters, because we are all aspects, we are all God in the body. And part of what is really occurring now is for us to all remember that essential truth and unite and join together as a global people to support global change. And there's a lot of it, we all know, that's needed. But as we meditate, as we go within our own being, as we build our own consciousness expansion, as we truly remember, then we join together, because all minds and all hearts are really joined together. We are all one. And so it's about bringing that oneness together energetically and bringing that oneness together in the mind and in understanding, in awareness. Now we're going to go through quite a bit of meditation now, and it's all about becoming the lotus. And I just want to tell you a little story before we begin. And this is a couple of days ago, I went to a movie about Claude Monet. He was a French Impressionist painter of the late 19th century. And Claude Monet painted a series of beautiful paintings in his life. And he created a wonderful garden. He was a very keen gardener, because when he sat in his garden, the creative impulses and the passion flowed. And towards the end of his life, he painted a series of huge paintings about water lilies, about the lotus. And I feel myself that that was one of his greatest contributions to people, to humanity. Because when you look at the interplay between water and light that came from the passionate gardening that he did in his garden in this beautiful house in a town called Giverny in Normandy, France, which you can visit, he inspired himself, but he left a lasting legacy for everybody else. Because I know, you know, we all know, you all know, the lotus is the sacred flower of India. The lotus was also the sacred flower of Mu, Lemuria, the motherland of all life upon this planet. It's a huge continent in the Pacific, but it sank in one dreadful day and one dreadful night, according to Greek philosophers who wrote about it, and many others, of course, in ancient cultures. So the lotus is a flower that we find upon the earth. But as we expand into more of our human and soul truth, the lotus is actually created inside of us. And the 1,000-petal lotus relates to the crown chakra. So we're going to go on a journey now to become the lotus, to become the lotus. Just drink some water. So we put our hand over the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is really between above and below. So it's the bridge, really, between the lower human states of us, the lower chakras, and the upper chakras, the upper, more spiritual chakras, the chakras of the soul, and our soul's connection to divine truth. So you don't have to do anything in this meditation except feel into the love within your own heart chakra and deliberately create the emotion of love, the energy of love, because love is a catalyst. Love is the key in the way. The more we align with love and the love vibration, the more we expand into higher states of consciousness, more expanded states of consciousness. It's all about ascension, which is not going anywhere. Ascension isn't going up or going anywhere. Ascension is about expanding into the truth. But this ascension process is also changing our physical human form and our human beingness, because it's the activation of more of our human DNA potential. So let's begin. Feel into love and know that you are love, that love is your birthright, and that through the creation of the emotion of love, you are turning a powerful key in a lock of a door that takes you, all of us, into a room of sacred soul knowledge for ourselves. So imagine now, with your eyes shut, that you are turning the key in the door that is going to take you to very special, very expanded soul knowledge for yourself. Because in this time of reset, we are all being divinely activated and prepared to step into a more expanded soul truth. We need to connect with past life soul wisdom. We need to connect with past life soul knowledge. We even need to connect with knowledge that we might have had before we even came to the earth as a soul incarnating into human form, which was probably out there in the galaxy somewhere, or even in one of the galaxies of 22 galaxies of a diamond Godhead. So Judy said, these words that I'm speaking there, these energy codes of new creation, are coming from the Godhead. They're coming from the heart center of the diamond. The diamond is like the core energy matrix of all that is, the infinite all. And this time of reset on earth is the time that the divine, God, all that is bringing, transmitting this energy to all of humanity so that we might wake up and step forward into more of who we authentically really are and do what we've come to do. So just like the little lotus starts its journey in the mud at the bottom of the pond or the lake. Our journey of expanding into the lotus, becoming the lotus, actually starts with our base chakra, modulating and remodulating the base chakra so that we might expand and energetically move upwards through the waters of creation into the light. So you just sit with your hands on your heart or your hands palm up and just be. And we're going to move upwards into the light through the chakras. So this energy will also clear the way for you. So it will take out energy, vibrations that are distorted, which translate into thoughts and feelings that you might not like about yourself or about your life or about your relationships with others. So this energy is about taking out what does not serve so that we can become the lotus. So the central vertical power current of the body, the Shoshona channel, is being opened up, detoxed really, cleared with light. And of course, I don't really know what you're feeling in your home in front of your computer or screen, but you're probably feeling strange sensations, heat, tingling, maybe emotion coming up. Don't be concerned about any experience that you might be having or any sensation that you might be having right now, because it's normal and it's different for everybody, but it's going to take us all to a better place. And now as we reach the heart chakra again, we're going to begin to expand the energy up through the body, spiraling through the throat chakra, other little nadis and chakras within the meridian system of the body. You might feel a flushing or heat coming to the face and the head now. Because what is occurring is that the chakras are being expanded, widened, and changed so that we can all bring through more divine light and more divine information specific for us and what our soul has come to do in this lifetime. So these words are transmitted through me. I know when I'm going to speak them, but I've never learned how to speak them. It's something activated within me to be able to do as part of my soul purpose, really. Remember, we all have a soul purpose. It can be as simple as cooking beautiful meals for our family. But everybody has a reason for being and why we're here. So when I watched that documentary the other day about Monet's beautiful lily garden, the water lilies in the pond, the light in the paintings and the light in the filming of the documentary was quite exquisite. Because light is energy, you see, and the lotus flowers, they can't bloom until the plant actually breaks through the surface of the water. And this is what we're going to do now metaphorically. We're going to break through the surface of the water, the void where we have been in this time of reset. We're going to open into the light, but it's a new kind of light. It's not a light that we've known before, an energy that we've known before. Many people today are maybe anxious or concerned or a little bit afraid about what's going on. I'm sure that most of you are managing really well because of meditation and because of yoga. Because it brings us back into our balance, it brings us back into our center. But there's a lot of people out there who can't make sense of the conflicting thoughts and emotions and energy changes that they are going through. As I said earlier, meditation is absolutely key. And it's so inspiring to see your Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, doing yoga. It's what an example for the rest of the country and for every person on the planet. How can we make decisions for our world when we are not in balance? So this is a very wonderful thing. As the little lotuses that we are, break through the waters, there is more energy coming for us. This is about activating soul capacity, bringing that soul capacity, which is what we may have done in previous lifetimes, into our human lives today. This is like divine serendipity, synchronicity, things just happening without us really knowing how they're happening or why they're happening. It's just something that suddenly comes out of the blue when we least expect it. But divine serendipity is good things happening, not negative things or traumatic things happening. So as we open to this energy now, we are opening into divine serendipity so that every one of you are supported in the changes that you are wanting and needing and desiring to make maybe in your own life, to feel supported, to feel happy and well. Because my spiritual guides have told me that really life itself in human form on this planet Earth, our beautiful planet, is about being happy and well. And when we come into meditation, our connection to our breath, our connection to observing the breath and being still is what recalibrates us and restores our peace and our centeredness. So now just put your hands palm up and imagine the lotus flower that you want to become in your life for the remainder of your life in this very powerful, pivotal time of earth and human ascension. The activation of more of our true human capacity, which is a physical DNA change and will become more so, and a consciousness change, and a change of how we perceive ourselves, a change in how we relate to others and see others on our planet. Because the important thing about ascension is understanding that we are part of a vast oneness of creation. We're not separate and alone, and we never have been. So just be now and feel your connection to God, to Source, to all that is. Many wonderful masters have graced us. They have walked on our planet and they have taught us and they have taken us forward when we as a human race have needed them. We've always been supported also by divine beings from other star systems, from other galaxies. God, Him herself. And now in the years ahead, we will feel that divine connection much more strongly than before. So just be and begin to bloom as the lotus and stands tall now above the lake, the muddy waters of all the human experiences that we have had that have been traumatic and sad for us. We're above them now. We don't have to go back to them. We're not going back down into the water of this muddy lake. We're standing above the lake and we're being energized by the sun and the divine blessings that flow to us now. Mishti kasamalishti, aseki sebitakodisia, akalabadakalakalafisto, ekiseta sabitaka sakali, akalisia, akalisa sakista sakudi, akalabadakodabadakasia, mishtona balakasia, akotisekista sakotaka sabataki, akalakasakodi, akista sakodiaka. And now there is an opening of the crown chakra so that we might blossom and bloom and become, literally as human people, the 1,000-petaled lotus. To be, as Ramesh Patriji said a little while ago, to all be and step into being the bodhisattvas that we actually are. And a bodhisattva is really just someone who leads the way and helps show everybody their truth. So we are all bodhisattvas, being and becoming. Together we can change our world. We're just being empowered. My role, my purpose is just to bring through energy words that will empower us all to step into our own authenticity and our own God self. It's simple as that, really. So just be now.
Istete salabadagodi, alabadagodogaletikalis akasalishtanamadakati, yakota kazelakazataki, akodakadabadagadabadaki, ishtanakalaki satia, makazishtasakuya, mishtakozakosokishlosogisti, adabadishadabadishadabadaka, yakadabadishtiaka. And I want to say to all of you now how wonderful it is for me today to be speaking to you from New Zealand. I'm looking out the window here and I can see the Auckland Harbour Bridge. It's a bit of a grey Sunday afternoon here. It's been a bit of rain, which is all about the water. But through the clouds I can see this light, this beautiful light behind the clouds. And I'm reminded that even though we are behind the clouds a little bit, most of us right now, maybe economically, maybe struggling because we can't see the future for ourselves, because of course the future is changing for everybody because we're not there yet. But when we trust and feel into the God self within, and divine serendipity occurs in our life, and magical things just happen, which they will for all of you. You will know, we all know,
that we are not alone, and that this very special time in our planet is leading us through a portal into something truly magnificent. Because this is the time. It's the divine right time that we've all been waiting for. It's not more of the same. It might be more of the same for a little while because we're birthing something new, all of us. But if we go into the still place within ourselves and we regularly meditate and we apply the principles of yoga and Ayurveda and love and compassion, kindness in our lives to ourselves and to others, we will break through and we will break free into a new world order and a new kind of life for every person. We just have to keep going and walk the path. And I want to show you now a video. It's a video that really encapsulates everything I'm saying in about 2 minutes. And the reason I wanted to show you this video is because it talks about breaking through. So if we could have this video now. Thank you. This is a time of reset, of being in the void of nothing, with deep surrender, trust, and allowance of what is. It's a time of strengthening a deep sense of knowing that in spite of the current global challenges we as a human family face, on a more expanded level of life, all is well. In our time of global lockdown, we are forced to be less busy, and in this state, more of the authentic promptings of heart and soul can be heard. Our personal values and what we consider important to our well-being as people are being reconsidered and re-evaluated, both consciously and as an outcome of what we are all experiencing in our daily lives. You could say that during this time of global lockdown, we are like caterpillars in a chrysalis. The old, outmoded aspects of who we are as human beings are dissolving. Our metamorphosis is also being mirrored out there in our world. The recreation of our world will be reliant on the recreation of who we are as people. And this is why this time of lockdown in the bubble of our own household, with time to look and go within, is so very critical and important. Any process of change feels uncomfortable, as it is unfamiliar and strange to us. Within our lockdown bubbles, we are changing in how we feel physically and emotionally, and how we co-create together. We are being asked to ignite our imaginal selves and begin to look at life through new eyes, to create a new vision. As human beings, we're being prepared to go beyond who we know ourselves to be. The changes that we are experiencing are partly to do with our own personal human experience. But really, what is occurring is part of a much bigger picture of an expansion of human evolution. What we once considered important is for many of us no longer our focus. A desire for inner peace, love, connection, and happiness is becoming the new indicator of success. When we emerge from this time of reset, life will not be the same. But consider this. Maybe this time of reset is actually being divinely orchestrated, and that breaking through into a new way of being will actually lead us to greater success, peace, love, and co-creation together. As you go through the 6-week breaking through process, you will be prepared physically and emotionally, supported to move through a personal energy transformation to support your emergence into a new reality. So, blessings to you, blessings to Patrici,